Hey, welcome YouTube to Scandale Cards and Comics. It's me, Steve. How you doing? We're here tonight. We've gathered this evening to discuss Marvel cards because that's what we like to do. And I just thought I've been waiting for somebody to do this video, and I kind of got tired of waiting, so I decided to take charge. To grab the steer by the horns and do this myself. We got 15 people watching. That's a great start. Welcome. I hope everybody had a good day. We had some bangers get hit today. We had a Green Wolverine get hit today. We had a 1/1 She-Hulk get hit today. We had a so many. We had a Spider-Man High Series Green. So just so many great cards. So tonight we're going to be, I just wanted to I just want to throw out a caveat here before everybody gets a little uptight about what I've picked and what I haven't. I'd like to discuss really quick what the criteria were to come up with this list of top 10 Spider-Man metal base cards, right? What goes into this list, what kind of thought processes I had. There's a lot of different factors. Some of them I'll come up with as I go. Factor number one for Marvel cards is always art. Artwork is king, and the characters have to look awesome, right? If you're a sports card investor and you're coming into Marvel cards and you don't understand this, you need to know. It's not just about the character. It's also about what the character looks like. Does he or she look awesome in the card? Does he look tough? Does he look cool? She look hot? Does she look, all of these things are factors. I do want to preface that this list is only the low set. We're only going to be going over cards 1 through 100 of Spider-Man metal. Okay. Again, rule 1 has to look awesome. Art has to be cool. Factor 2, the composition of the card has to be well done by Upper Deck, meaning they might have picked the right art, but did they crop into it properly? Did they center it properly? Did they kind of showcase what needs to be showcased to make it a kick-ass card, right? That's the second factor. Art one, and let's just say graphic design 2. Again, that's Upper Deck. So they're both Upper Deck because Upper Deck has, somebody at Upper Deck has to pick the images, and then someone has to also know how to use them. So then factor 3 for what I thought about when coming up with this list of top 10 Marvel cards in Spider-Man 2022, Spider-Man metal. Number 3 would be it's the, how do I say this? The uniqueness of the card. What do I mean by uniqueness? I mean, are there other cards that look like this that have already been made? And if so, that does make it less special. It's just a fact. That's an interesting factor when it comes to the high series when you have a lot of first appearance depictions on the cards. But for the low series, none of these images are particularly special. They're not significant to the character story. They're all just kind of there. They were picked just to look great. So, and that's for the low series cards 1 through 100. So again, uniqueness. What other cards already exist that this card maybe it steps on the toes of another card that Rittenhouse made, or that previous, Fleer Retro made, or previous metal sets, or, Fleer Ultra. There's so many different series to think about. And you have to realize that Upper Deck, for the most part, they're going in and they're grabbing artwork and then they're just kind of pasting it into cards, and then then we're all going nuts over it like it's the newest thing in the world and it's the coolest thing. But really it's just an image of a character that we like depicted in a cool way. Usually in the card manufacturing is also, typically like foiling, I'd also make that a factor, but we're not gauging between 10 different sets of cards. All of these cards have awesome foiling. All of them have awesome presentation. They all have nice embossment as well. Like there's a little bit of, I'm holding one right here. Like there's a little bit of a nice kind of bump. I know a lot of you have only done the Epack, so you actually haven't held these cards before, but it's really quite nice. Like there's a nice embossment around the character. You can see it right there. Look at that. The characters are kind of raised. On some cards, they're more raised than others. But anyway, so we have art, we have graphic design, we have uniqueness, right? Those are the three things that I am looking for when coming up with this list. So let me kind of read some comments here and then we'll get to the list. Hey, Marvelous Pact, how you doing? Stacking 9mm, how you doing? Anyone have Spider-Man 2099? You guys are already just starting to trade here. I love it. Low base Magneto possible in the top 10. Okay, let's find out. Swish Rips, how you doing? Derpa, how you doing? Eat Your Marvel. We should do most underrated too. Most underrated. Yeah, that's true. Fact number one, it is Wolverine or Hulk. If yes, then it is top 10 material. I need 2099. Okay, I should also mention that you brought up a good point, David. So this has nothing to do. This has little to do with the popularity of the character. Okay, so this list, that's a factor. That's an unavoidable factor for sure. But because great characters look awesome, and characters that look awesome are going to have great looking cards, so they already have spoiler alert. What's Scorpion's not in the top 10. Spoiler alert. What's his name? I can't even. Shriek is not in the top 10. These are characters that are not, just don't have as much eye appeal in their costume and whatnot. So they're just not going to make it. But I did try to think about what characters are really kind of fulfilling the magnitude of their potential. You know what I mean? Like, I actually personally love the Aunt May card, the Aunt May Low series. That didn't make it into the top 10 though. But I do think it does a really good job of kind of fulfilling what people would want to see in an Aunt May card. So it would rank pretty well in itself. Anyway, let's get through these comments. Embossing is nice on the cards with the foiling. Hey there, Flat Six fan. How you doing? Wolverine. Okay, run the numbers. Wolverine, Black Panther, Venom, Iron Man, Iron Spider. So nice. I like that you brought your list. I'm not going to, you guys know this is just my opinion, obviously. I don't feel like that needs to be stated. I like to share my opinion, and I'm not afraid of what you guys may disagree. Obviously, that's welcome to planet Earth, where people disagree. Tinkerer number 1. All right, so here we go. I'm going to share screen here, and let's do this. This I don't have a big budget here, so I just have a Photoshop file here where I just kind of, these are honorable mentions. Okay, and if you have questions or you have thoughts, I'm gonna share your thoughts here in the chat. I do want to also say that for investment purposes, this list is kind of important because there's a lot of people paying a lot of money for particular cards, and I look at those cards and I think, why? Like, you can get that card's already been made before. Like, it looks identical to a previous series card or very similar. It's not special. So again, this is about how Spider-Man Metal made certain cards special just by the art and the graphic design and the uniqueness. Okay, so here we go. Derpa says, yeah, the Aunt May Low series image embodies exactly the nurturing, caring element of the character. The high series card, not so great. Yeah, I know. That high series card. Jeez. Yeah. All right. Honorable mentions, because I want to have a back door so I can protect my ass. Because there's going to be people that are mad that some of these are not in the top 10. And again, this is just my opinion, but whatever. Top 10. Okay. Honorable mention number 1. I know. Surprise, surprise. Null is in the honorable mentions. Why is Null in the honorable mentions? Probably, I do like the art. I'm not that familiar with the character, and he doesn't hit that nostalgia chord for me, obviously, because he's a newer character. But I have to admit, this card does look as awesome as it could possibly look. It's a great choice for art. It does really well. Everybody's kind of looking for this card. I just think the fact that he's not, in the top 2 tiers as characters go, it's kind of going against him. But also, he just doesn't have recognition amongst a wide audience, just because you have to be I imagine that most of the people that are watching here tonight didn't know who Null was until the series came out. You can all pretend you can he and ha and ho and ha and hum about that, but that's a fact. You guys didn't know who Null was, most of you. Now, some of you might have, but a lot of collectors coming in from different industries, sports card collectors, had no clue who Noel was. So he's on the list. Honorable mention. Hey, it's still good. He's in the honorable mentions. We got 5 honorable mentions. Number 2 is Toxin. Toxin, very similar situation as Null. He's just not going to be as desirable as other characters because, it's just that recognition. It's like, who's Toxin? What's his story? I do think this art choice is awesome. I do think he looks really cool. The green PMG, I think we've all seen it, looks fantastic of Toxin. And that's, very similar reasons. He's kind of, he won't hit that emotional, like he doesn't, the art just is the art's great. The graphic design's fantastic on how they presented the character. He fills the frame well, but it's just, he has things going against him, and that's popularity. But again, the Toxin looks great on the yellow. I learned who Null was this year, but through 2021. And nice, Swish Strips, nice, right? Yeah, that's probably true. That would. I have a huge army of Ronin cards now since it's used. It's also used in the older Vibranium 2015 set. Yeah, the cracked ice Ronin Vibranium is so sick. I agree. Okay, number 3, honorable mention. We have Moon Knight. I know. I love Moon Knight. I love me some Moon Knight. I hated the series. Disney Plus sucks. But that card's fantastic. It's a great composition. He's coming right at you. It's clean. It's crisp. The colors pop. The fact that he's kind of white, he looks really, he just looks great. The shadow masking looks fantastic. On a lot of other cards and art depictions of Moon Knight, they put his entire face in black, like the hood is just, that I think that's how it is in the 2017 PMG, right? Like his face is just all hooded. I like when you can see the white kind of chin, the white jawline underneath that. He looks fantastic. So I actually am looking for this card in a lot of different colors. I love it. But again, I didn't feel like it was close. Honestly, that one would probably be number 11 for me. Number 4. Whew, Hulk. Yeah. Why is this Hulk here? Man, I know. I'm going to give you one reason why this Hulk's here. And this is a personal. Yeah, again, this is just my list. That Hulk is here in honorable mentions because of his haircut. There, I said it. It's a lame haircut. He's got a bowl cut. It looks kind of lame. I'm not a big fan of bowl cut Hulk. I do love this card. Again, in the green, holy cow. In a red, this would be amazing. In the neon green, it's going to be fantastic. A lot of these cards are going to pop. I want Hulk. I collect Hulk. I love this card. And in fact, compared to other previous years of PMGs with Hulk, that's another thing we should talk about. For back to Moon Knight, the Moon Knight 2017 PMG sucks, right? It's just not a really good image of him. He looks kind of lame. It looks a little basic. The artwork is kind of unillustrative, and it looks a little overly cartoony. Hulk, you have 2013 being one of the best PMGs in that year, is one of the most popular PMGs in 2013. Looks fantastic. It's a very similar depiction to this in that it's not overly realistic. It doesn't look like MCU Hulk. In 2017, you have MCU looking Hulk. He looks very similar to a depiction. And that honestly, I think makes that card desirable to a lot of new collectors that are coming into Marvel cards because of the MCU 2017 Hulk. This Hulk, I think I like it better than the 2015 PMG, the 2015 depiction. And a lot of these I'm comparing to PMG years because I personally love to collect PMGs. They're really fun, and they're beautiful. And I think kind of when looking at this list, it's important to compare. It's important to know how many Hulk PMGs have already been made. This is the 4th year of Hulk PMG, right? You have 2017, 2015, 2013. So that's important to know. If you're a collector, there's 3 other rounds of green PMGs of Hulk. So there's a lot of people that that have 3 green PMGs from every year, 1 green PMG from every year of Hulk, and they want to get this one as well. That'll help prices. But again, I think the art's fantastic. The face is fantastic. For Hulk fans, this card's huge, and I like it a lot. Again, honorable mention. Last one on the honorable mentions is SPDR. Now, why did I put SPTR? This one might be a little controversial. I just think it looks awesome. I don't know much about the character. I haven't read a lot of the comic book lines with him. but I think this card, I mean, the artwork, they picked a really kind of realistic, there's a certain amount of realism in the imagery and the details. The way he fills the frame is very interesting. Um, I like how they did this one where he fills the way he fills the frame. I think in X-Men Metal there was a lot of cards that were overly the character was badly cropped. I think this is a really nice cropping of the character. I think it shows his strength. I think it shows his massiveness. Um, and it shows, really kind of shows a lot of detail on the mech like nature of him. Um, yeah, it is a downside that the foiling is only limited to kind of these little windows of negative space here between his arms and neck and bicep, but it is what it is. Forearm, I should say. But those are my 5 honorable mentions. I'm gonna kind of catch up on some comments here and see how much I'm being dragged here. Let's see. That toxin looks great on the yellow. Yes, the yellows, toxin, and spider punk are sick. Yes. Grandiose versions of that low series Moon Knight is going for crazy prices on eBay. Lots of $40 listings. Interesting. If Silver Sable doesn't make honorable mention, she better be top 10. Okay. The Three Stooges version of the Hulk. Yeah. That's kind of, again, yeah, with this Hulk, he does look a little silly with that haircut. And again, the face is awesome, though. Hulk needs to go back to go to a better barber for sure. Needs that high top, top fade at least. I think the Moon Knight will, with being white, pops on every color. Definitely a good choice for honorable mention. Yep, thanks. Someone in the Marvel cards pulled the Green Omega PMG Wolverine High Series today. Dang. Facebook group. Yeah. Totally SPDR is crop nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the juice here. So we got our 10 spots here. Top 10. We got 38 people watching. Thanks for watching. This is Scandal Cards and Comics. Today we're talking about Marvel cards, and we're talking about the new hotness, which is Spider-Man Metal. And I said earlier on in the stream that I was waiting for someone to kind of make a top 10 list. And I think this can be helpful for investment purposes as well, in that you want to know what characters to pursue. Again, these are my personal favorite. Not my personal favorite characters, but my personal favorite cards of this series. I think they're really cool. So here we go. Number 10. This is going to be interesting. Spider-Man as number 10. He's down in number 10. Why is he down in number 10? Well, I think this card's awesome because this is really the first time that MCU fans are getting an MCU likeness on their PMGs, right? Or on their card. This feels like a very naturalistic artwork. It's very semi quasi realistic. You can tell that the like there was a lot of kind of anatomical reference and used. It feels like Tom Holland. I mean, it looks like Tom Holland Spider-Man. Certainly, I'm going to make this bigger. It looks like Tom Holland. And I think that's just gonna, that's really special. It also sets itself apart from being kind of an MCU Spider-Man from previous year PMGs, right? You have 2017 where he looks like I hate that card so bad. The 2017 Spider-Man is pretty rough to look at. It's just not very detailed, and it looks kind of basic, and the posing is bad, and the cropping is bad. You don't see his limbs or his legs. I don't know how you can avoid limbs and arms and legs on a Spider-Man cropping, but they did somehow. That being said, 2015 PMG is really awesome. 2013 is fantastic as well. It's classic. But this one does set itself apart. It's pretty cool. It's a safe bet, obviously, for an investment, but it's also just a safe bet for setting itself apart from other Spider-Man PMGs. Hey, Pearson, good evening. Scandal chat, cheers. Yes. Number 9. Any guesses? Any guesses on number 9? Who's coming? What do you guys think? Anybody? Anybody? Number 9 guesses. Nah, it's a lame question anyway. Number 9 is Hawkeye. I know, you guys are like, what in the world? Hawkeye, okay. Work with me here, man. So Hawkeye, this is Hawkeye's first year as a PMG, 2022. Can you believe that? That's crazy. It's crazy that he hasn't been on a PMG before, but he hasn't. So this is his inaugural debut. So also it's you know, I do wish he had kind of a mask on or something. I like the artwork. It stands out. I got the red PMG early on off of eBay when um you know, the first day the Spider-Man metal, that one popped up for $150 and I pulled it. So I like the illustration vibe on this card. I like that it's very it's very intimate depiction. He's very close up. You get to see his facial expression. I think it's yeah, I think it's a you know, I think it could have easily been one of the lamer cards in this series, depending on the art that they picked. But I think they really kind of did a good job of making it personal, and it feels great. This card in person looks fantastic, and that's why I put it on there because it's again it's a great buy because it's his first year PMG. And some of you say, well, what does that matter? That will matter. You know, we are going to be getting many rounds of PMGs over the years. I guarantee it. Upper Deck is printing money right now. And you have to think about the fact that that's a factor. You know, like, you know, our PMGs, will PMGs continue to do well and sell well if there's so many out there? The market will get oversaturated. These characters, you know, people always say, hey, Spider-Man doesn't tear his ACL. That's a problem. He never retires. He'll never retire. These players are going to be around forever. So the more that they duplicate and the more that they kind of spit out artwork, you know, it's going to be tricky for cards to stand out. So that's why my Hawkeye's on here. Number 8 on the top 10 list is Spider-Man 2099. This card's fantastic. Yes, he has been on a PMG before in the year 2017. He was in a white suit though, white suit 2099. This suit is the superior Spider-Man 2099 suit. It's awesome. It looks vintage. It looks like, you know, 90s. It reminds a lot of us who are kind of, you know, we're all somewhat in that same age pool between the age of 30 and 50. Most of us here, you know, we remember seeing Spider-Man 2099 for the first time in like 1993 or whatever. Well, I can't remember exactly what year it was, but that suit looked awesome. And this suit is fantastic. This artwork is fantastic. The composition's great. I have to say, I don't quite understand what his legs are doing. But I don't really care on this one. For some reason, it doesn't matter to me. This one just looks fantastic. His pose, he looks really carnal. He looks really raw. He looks like he's ready for action. Again, as in a red PMG, you guys know I pulled this one on my stream out of a pack. It's special to me. I love it. I think it looks fantastic. And yeah, I think it's the better choice between having a white suit, Spider-Man 2099, and this blue and red suit. I'd rather have this one for sure. Hey, thanks, Off White Tim. The amazing artist on Hawkeye is Lanil Yu. That's good. Thank you for pulling that up. And number 7, we have Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider. This is a great card. You know, it has the sex appeal, obviously. It's a nice cropping. It's the whip, the spidering whip action looks fantastic. It's a lot of dynamic posing. I know Neo is a big fan of Ghost Spider, and technically you could say this is a PMG rookie because it's a Ghost Spider versus a Spider Gwen. The name on the card's different, but it's the same character, obviously. There's been a lot of debate on whether this card looks better in person than the 2017 version. I'm gonna say it's close. It's close. This card's fantastic. This looks great in a pink. It looks great in a red. It looks great in a green. It's going to look good in all of the parallels as well. I think a lot of people have this on their top 10 list of being a great card, especially from the low. So, you know, again, this is only the low series. We're not doing high series. But yeah, Spider-Gwen, safe bet. Fantastic. I actually just traded a pink. I had a pink spider, Ghost Spider, and I'm trading it for a turquoise Wolverine. I think debatably, you know, most people would say, "Hey, that's a good trade," but at the same time, I think the pink Ghost Spider is a special card that just looks fantastic. You got the color match. All right, thigh implants. Maybe there's some thigh implants here. All right, number 6. Here we go. We have Carnage. Okay, Carnage. This card's sick. I mean, who's gonna dispute this? Who's gonna? You guys know I'm biased on this card as well, obviously. But when you look at the 2017 Carnage, which is the only previous year where Carnage is on a PMG, that artwork is awful. He literally he looks really boring. It's a really bad art choice. It's a really bad composition. It's not good. This card is everything that card should have been and more. This look, you have his full limbs. You got the symbiote kind of oozing off of him, flying back off of him. You got his creepy claw hands. You have his teeth. You have his head. It's just a great painting. This is a fantastic piece of art. Carnage, yeah, Carnage card was meant for red PMG. I totally agree. Yeah, I mean that one's just fantastic. Who's going to dispute that? It looks beautiful, and I think there's a lot of Carnage fans too. I've been amazed to see how many people just love that character. Number 5. I got to get going here soon, guys. So I'm just going to breeze through these. Number 5, we have Black Panther. This card's sick. This card, okay, the contender on this for PMG is awful. 2015 Black Panther is one of the worst PMGs ever made. Hands down. He looks like he's in a Where's Waldo painting, except the guy forgot to draw other people. He's that small. Like literally, he's like this. He's this tall on the card. I don't know what they were thinking. They literally just picked an image of him walking through a doorway, and it's so stupid. This is what everybody wants a Black Panther PMG to look like. This is what everybody wants a Black Panther card to look like. He looks strong. He looks fierce. He's got the necklace. He's got the suit. It's very close up. Very good action shot. Again, there's a lot of cards in this series in particular where they did dare to kind of get close, but not too close. And this is one of them. I think it's fantastic. Black Panther, green, red, blue, yes, please. Right? Oh, Dems one's he's got some bets here on the final 4. Venom, Spider-Man, Toxin, Wolverine. So Toxin was in the honorable mentions, just so you know, man. So you're wrong there. Here we go. Number 4. We got Peter Porker. Peter Porker made the top 10. That's the world that we're living in. Up is down, down is up. Cats and dogs living together. This is like a sleeper hit in this series. Can you believe that Peter Porker made this? Why did he make this? It's the hot dogs, it's the depiction, it's the action shot, it's the fact that he just looks awesome. It's a great art choice for this card. He just looks so great, and the PMGs are coming out, and the green PMG looks fantastic. The red looks fantastic. Derpa Derpa Do, you nailed it. It's a fun looking card. It's a fun looking card in a series that doesn't have a ton of fun. This card's having way more fun than most of the other cards in the series. It just looks great. It just looks good. They did such a good job, and the fact that it's in a Spider-Man series and it's Peter Porker, it's so funny, and it just looks good. Yeah, the Mercenary's like, yeah, my boy Peter Porker. I know, it's so good, man. It's so good. Spider-Ham for the win. Yeah. Number 3, Cosmic Spider-Man. This card is so beautiful. Like this card's so special. It has, again, I prefer, I'm a little biased. I prefer the line artwork, the artwork that looks like it's kind of comic book format, ink and pen and inks kind of over like the fully painted out, decked out ones. This one is so cool. This one in all of the parallels looks beautiful. I'm sure you guys have been seeing, I can't remember his name. He's been posting this card everywhere in all of the parallel forms. It just looks beautiful. The black face mask, the fact that it looks so intergalactic. It really just looks cosmic in so many different ways. He looks so tough. it's that kind of card that makes you want to learn more about the character. You know, you really want to flip it over and just kind of read about who this guy is. It's beautiful. They did such a nice job. Again, what I said on Black Panther, it's the same situation. Um, the characters are just close enough, and they all have that same kind of proximity to the camera or whatever you want to call it. To the they're filling out the same amount of this negative space in the card. In fact, all of these are really in that same category, except for number 10, Spider-Man. It has no business being that good. Exactly. That's exactly right. Are you talking about Peter Porker or are you talking about Cosmic Spider-Man? I really recommend this card. This card, again, I don't want to misspeak here. I don't think this card has ever been on a PMG before. Am I wrong? I don't think this character's ever been in a PMG. So we got Peter Porker and Cosmic Spider-Man, both rookies, and we have Hawkeye as rookies. Intergalactic Planetary. I know. Number 2, here we go, is Venom. Yeah, man, this card. I do have a question about this card, guys. I'm sure none of you are surprised that this card's on there. I don't want to ruin this for other people, but these eyes? Are these black holes eyes? Is he looking like at us like he's kind of cross-eyed and he's just kind of like he looks a little bit like a jokery kind of goon? Is that what's going on? Are these shadows eyes? I want to know. I want to know what the consensus is on this. Once I thought that, it kind of took away from the card a little bit, but man, this card's so sick. It's a play on Spider-Man 300. Um, those black holes are weird and not standard. Yeah, so you read those as being holes, right? Are those holes, or are those kind of just part of the? Do you guys see what I'm seeing? Maybe you guys aren't even understanding what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing, again, I don't want to ruin this card for everybody, but what I'm seeing is that these, um, fill, let's fill that in. Um, What I'm seeing is, sorry guys, I'm seeing these are pupils. Are these pupils? Am I ruining this card for like for a lot of people? That what we're is that what's going on in this card? Ruined it, says Pearson. I hope those are not eyes. Yeah, right. I all of a sudden I was like driving and I was looking at my phone and I was like, oh, yeah. I was drooling over Venom. And I was kind of like, wait, what are those? I don't think that's the case. I think what is happening here is that this let's change my I think what is happening here, again, didn't mean to ruin it, is that this is just kind of the pattern. The pattern is this. Right? And this is the white eye pattern. And it's supposed to look just kind of like a little bit of flair there. Um, but it does look like it sometimes to me that like, those are pupils and he looks all goofy. Um, yikes, right? So master at work. I think it's the shading. Yeah, I think it's the shading too. But you see what I'm seeing now, right? That's my primary. I'm not a huge Electro fan, but the Electro card looks awesome. I agree. The Electro almost made honorable mention for sure. Number one. Any guesses on the number one card, guys? Bell's top 10 base cards of Spider-Man metal. Stacking 9mm says Wolvie's coming up number one, 100%. Anybody else have any guesses? Number one card in the base series? Silk. Silk low. It's just a little too redundant to the 2017 Silk. It's the same costume. It's very similar. It feels very similar. It's a very redundant type of PMG kind of card. So I'm not that into the Silk low, to be honest. Stacking says, Wolvie, it's growing on me. He looks a little wilder now, Swish Rip said about Venom's eyes. Black Cat, Derpa Derpa Doo says. Sitting Girl. Sitting Girl. Sitting Girl. Kangaroo. No. Wolvie says Swiss Strips. Not a fan of Null. I'm a fan of Null. He made the honorable mention. Um, I think like Null just lost a little bit of points along with Toxin just because they don't have a lot of recognition, universal recognition. And that's not their fault. That's just the fact that they're just not as popular of characters. Um, you could easily say that about Cosmic Spider-Man and Peter Porker, but for some reason, these cards to me transcend that issue. Um, Venom High Series. No, we're not doing High Series in this top 10. We're only doing low series cards. Wolverine, no diggity doubt. I couldn't see that. Their source material is like 6 issues apart. The Black Cat reminds me of an anime card. Um, yeah, I don't like the Black Cat card at all. Especially when they showed us J. Scott Campbell as the Black Cat card, and then they changed their minds. Scarlet Spider, Wolverine, right? This number one card to get in Spider-Man Metal, according to me, is definitely Wolverine. It's so. Here's the thing, guys. He has no business being this cool looking in this series. Like, newsflash: Wolverine made a cameo in 2022 Spider-Man Metal, and he owned the set. He owned the set. He came in to Spider-Man's storylines comic book comic card series and stole the show. He stole the show. Now, why did he steal the show? What's so special? So this you have to remember this. This is Wolverine's 5th year as a PMG. 5th. You got 2013 retro, 2015 retro, 2017 Spider-Man, 2018 X-Men, 2020 X-Men Metal, and you have him here in Spider-Man Metal. So this is number 5. 5. So that's what, and somehow they found a way to make him fresh. Pose is awesome. This pose would be awesome even if he wasn't being venomized or what do you want to call it? Nullified. This pose is just sick. The art is sick. The teeth, the muscles. They're not showing claws, and nobody cares. Everybody says, "Why aren't they showing claws?" I don't like the fact that when they don't show his claws, they're not showing his claws. Here, and nobody cares. Why don't we care? Because this is just so cool. It's the coolest card, hands down, in this series. It's spider-fied Wolverine, literally. It's just a complete work of art. I actually bought. I'm gonna open it up. Let's get it. I got the comic book. I didn't even plan this. I got the comic book cover that this is based off of. I haven't even opened it yet. Let's open this. They had it on eBay. It had a buy it now. I did not buy it now. I made an offer and I picked it up. I think for $40. It was a CGC 9.8. You can see the full image here. Let me switch cameras here, guys. Bam. How cool is that? How cool is that? I have to admit that if they would have pulled out on this card a little bit more, I think it still would have been awesome. It would have been, if they would have gotten the claws in there, it could have been better. And I'm saying that right now as I'm seeing this comic book cover for the first time in real life. Like, yeah, those claws would have looked sick. Anyway, yeah, Wolverine, man, no surprise. Everybody called it. It's easily the sickest card. What's up, Charles Scandell? Got here late. Top 10, Charles. That's what we're doing, and this is it. I'd like to get your thoughts on it. This is top 10 low series, not high, and this also does not include inserts. When Wolverine looks like that, he doesn't need claws. Crazy. Someone can't even at least like that Wolverine card. That is so awesome. What's good, homie? I wish they Alonso, how you doing? I wish they got the claws on that card. I agree. It seems like it does seem like they're being told not to include his claws. right? I mean, I don't know how else you can rationalize the last few years of Wolverine cards without coming to that conclusion. It seems like they're getting a mandate to not show claws, which is so bizarre. Yeah, Wolverine High Series is the best Charles in Spider-Man Metal, which so he already had enough going against him because he's an outsider. It's a gift that he's even in here because you could easily come up with many, many other characters that should be in Spider-Man Metal besides Wolverine, who really on paper doesn't have that much crossover with Spider-Man. Yes, there are key storylines that do, but there's so many other characters that have much more crossover. Yeah, there's a lot of characters that were completely shut out of Spider-Man Metal, which is really bizarre. Like Black Suit Spider-Man, Gwen Stacy. You know, we have Ghost Spider, but Gwen Stacy, girlfriend wise, deserves a card. Um, some Karen keeping us safe, no claws. That's exactly right. Run the numbers. That is exactly what's going on. You got someone at Marvel probably making parenting decisions for everybody, thinking that they're saving the world, and they have no idea what they're doing or what these characters do or are. Darkhawk should have been a PMG. Yeah, claws equals toxic masculinity. You guys, we need to hang out sometime because I think we'd all be very good friends because that's exactly right. Oh yeah, it would have been nice to have Black Suit Spidey. Yeah, stacking. Is there a single card of Black Suit Spider-Man in this entire series? Bizarre. Well, that's my top 10. Again, honorable mentions right here. Let me share. Oops, right there. Honorable mentions. And then we have the top 10. As I'm looking at this again, I think I'd probably kick Spider-Man off of number 10 and possibly off the honorable mentions. This card, I don't know, as I'm looking at it next to everything else right now, it doesn't have that same pop and pizzazz. It doesn't have that same kind of like, I mean, it's cool, but it doesn't seem to fit in. You guys agree? I don't know. There's something about it. I mean, I wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating crackers for sure, but still, it's that's the top 10. So, what should we do now? I got a few more minutes left. What should we do? This is where you guys I wish I had super chats and you guys could buy me a few packs of cards that I would open. Let's do this. We got some pull a null out of 10, right? All right, let's do some EPAC. Let's do one EPAC and then we'll call it. Okay. 1 second here. Just gonna log into the old EPAC. Waste my money. I got a trade. You guys want to see my trades? Hey, I was able to trade my Carnage Gold for a green PMG. One of those trades from last night did go through. It was for the. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, "Oh, that wasn't a good trade," but I did get the. I traded it for the Gold Planet Metal Carnage for the Vulture Green PMG, which is I actually really like the Vulture card. I know a lot of you probably are scratching your head on that one. I don't care. You like what you like, you know. Let's see what some trades I got, and then we'll get some packs from Q Job Bite Q Joe Bite 29. Doing another achievement set? And then I asked a question: does doing another set count towards the 4 achievement required to get a printing plate, or do I have to do 1 through 4? To get a plate, you'll have to do 1 through 4, I believe. Going to double check, but 90% sure right anyway. That's how it was. An X-Men just checked. Yep, I have 1 of 4. Okay, anyway. He wants my. I just pulled this one late last night or this morning. I can't remember. And he wants it. He didn't put anything on the trade side, so I'm just gonna walk away. This guy, I get a lot of these, man. I get a lot of these. It's like, no, no thanks. I'm good. Hey, oh, I know Do62. I know you want this, and I know you need it. You're trying to go green, but this is a bad showing on the other side of the trade here, man. Decline. Those are high series. Those are hard. And yeah, I'm sorry. And I don't have the energy to kind of come up with a fairer trade. And That's something I could do in the future, but anyway. So let's get some Epack. Let's get some Epack. Shop, buy packs. I'm just gonna get one box, guys. We're gonna do a box. Does that sound good? One second. Let me change the card. Newt. Hi, sir. My first time. Get out of here, Newt. Get out of here, Newt. Nobody cares, Newt. Seriously. Let's get this. Check out with credit card. Okay, I did pull something special on my way home from work, guys. Does CGC grading for the matching to comics interest you? Yes, it does interest me. That does interest me. I think that's pretty sweet. Um, I don't think CGC has proven themselves in the card market yet, and I don't recommend CGC grading for an investment purpose because I just don't think you're going to, I think sports cards collectors and the larger card collecting forums will want a PSA slab or a BDS as a second. Um, are Planet Metal cards good candidates for grading, regardless of condition? Do people submit these metal cards? Yes, they do. On X-Men Metal, there was a big problem with them. There was a production run problem where the cards, a lot of the copper and gold cards had kind of some circle spiraling scarring, almost like you took like an orbital sander to the edge of the cards, the metal cards, and that kind of was a problem. But I haven't seen that happen in Spider-Man Metal. So let's do this, guys. We got Spider-Man. Hey, Hawkeye. We got Spider-Woman. J. Jonah. Ironheart and Ant-Man. Here we go. We got Spider-Woman. Palladium. Iron Man. Nice. Vision. Electro. High. I always get Electro High, guys. I have so many Electro Highs. I'm tired of it. What do you place value on, high series to low series trades? I place value 1 to 4 on average. I think 4 cards has to come to maybe even 5. 1 to 5 needs to, on average, if you're doing character for character, same character, probably 1 to 5. I think it all depends on the characters. Of course it does. But on average, I think it's 1 to 5. Trades, since the low series aren't physical cards until, yeah. Anyway, run the numbers. I got a platinum spider, man, medal last night. So I want to get it submitted. Oh, that's a great card. Good job. So we got here. Boomerang. Oh, I thought it was something special. Superior, Beast. There's a theory that if cards are sticking out on the side, it's a big hit. What does that mean? Oh, you mean like if you see like cards sticking out on the side here? I noticed that yesterday when I got that Daredevil red. You remember, you were here off White Tim, weren't you? I had a lot of like you could see cards behind them, like they were offset like this, right? Is that what you're talking about? No. Toxin. I'd like to get a big hit. That'd be fun. Anya. I hate that card. Black Widow. Madam Web. Oh, we got aluminum. Electro. Nice. Planet Metal. That's nice. We got an Electro Planet Metal hit. Now, yesterday I got a box with a Palladium, Planet Metal, and another hit and a numbered card. It was kind of a good box. Prime Master. Doctor Strange. Gold. Oh, nice. Is that a gold? I can't tell what that is. That's gold. Is it gold? Mm. Someone pulled the green electrode, and you could see it sticking out on the left-hand side in the video. Really? There's something sticking out there, guys. That's what we're talking about, right? Isn't that what we're talking about? It's kinda sticking out. Something's sticking out, so it's probably there's probably a hit in here. Or no, maybe not. I don't know what that was. That's just a that's a top loader. I think we got a top loader, right? Lumo, hey, I know you won. I haven't shipped anything yet, so I'm gonna be shipping before I leave this weekend. We got a red PMG. If I were to guess what it was from that little corner, I'd guess it's a freaking scorpion, and I'm pissed about it. I think it's a scorpion. It's definitely a high series. Um, no, not scorpion. Damn you, Ben. Damn you to hell. Oh my gosh, Ben. What are you doing here, man? You died. You died in like the first book. You guys thought about that? This guy died. He deserves nothing. Why are you here, Ben? Go home. Go home. Go Ben Red. Ouch. Black Panther. Gold. Mysterio. Miles Morales high. Hulk. It could be worse. Yeah. When you get one of the old men, you don't. It's pretty much as bad as it can be. There he is again, Uncle Ben, dude. You've been dead for almost 50 years, man. Iron Spider was not in the honorable mentions, but you know, I don't like this card. That's really bad art for Superior Spider-Man. I do like this Ironheart. Uncle Ben. Yeah, a lot of people would have wanted to see Iron Man and Iron Spider in the honorable mentions. I All right, guys. Thor. I'd like to get another hit. We got a grandiose Scarlet Spider. I'd like to get something else. What did I get in this box? I got a Palladium. I got Uncle Ben. I got we got something back there. Beast. Hobgoblin. Hey. Hey. Nice. Shadowbox Doc Ock. I don't think I have that one. That's actually a pretty cool looking card. What number is it? SS5. Yeah, I don't have that one. Miss Marvel and Spider-Man. You guys, thanks for playing. Probably, paid 400 something bucks on this and recouped 150 bucks worth of value. So you can, you see how this is just the worst. But Shadowbox is being top loaded is the biggest troll. And wise, I agree, man. Again, before you guys clock out, make sure you like and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great evening. Have a scandalous evening. And yeah, if you have any ideas for content that you'd like me to do on the channel, let me know. I'll listen. And sometimes I'll ignore your feedback. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great one. Be kind to other people. See ya. Stop sharing and end broadcast.